Nah. No, Your Highness. Just cut the music off. I got some things I need to say. All right, folks. I apologize for interrupting your happy podcast to have to do this, but it's been a minute since I've gone on a little rant. So please bear with me while I get this off my chest. During this week, I have ignored for the most part, but struggled to not notice a lot of talk about a Luka agenda. I've seen race brought up. I've seen just outlandish takes about the NBA trying to push Luka to the forefront. And it all stemmed from the Mavs getting a Christmas Day game. And not just getting a Christmas Day game, but getting a Christmas Day game against LeBron and the defending champion Lakers. Somehow this occurring is catapulting Luka ahead of schedule to the top of the league status. And I'm doing my best not to say PG or rated R words right now, so I'm holding it in. But that's the biggest load of crap I've ever heard. If you think that there's some type of agenda pushing Luka to the top of the league, you're not watching basketball. There's no need for an agenda. Luka is at the top of the league. He's the top 4 finisher in MVP voting for a reason. I think he finished second in All-Star voting for a reason. He was first team All-NBA. If last time I checked, that usually means you're one of the top 5, and we can argue because it is positional. So at least top 10 players in the league. He's 20, 21, 22, and he just came off a playoff series where he averaged almost a 30-point triple-double, having missed almost half of one of those games and playing half of those games with 1 foot. And Marcus Morris stepping on the bad one and making it worse. But that's neither here nor there. Like, what do you mean Luka agenda? If the agenda that they have with Luka Doncic is to put their best players on television, that's the agenda. That's the entire story. Luka top 5. Luka get premier game. Mavericks get multiple television appearances because people want to see the best players play. It's not complicated. Now, if you want to talk about an agenda, how about Zion? Why do the Pelicans have so many nationally televised games? They didn't make the playoffs last year. Zion played like 20 games. I'm not doing the math to go back and count. He hasn't done anything. When he played the Mavs, he got clamped by Maxi Kleber. Go look up the highlights. I want to say he had 5 blocks against Zion. So if you want to talk about an agenda, let's talk about how Zion's getting 14 nationally televised games in the first half of the season, and Ja Morant, the actual rookie of the year, is getting like 2 or 3. All right? So if you want to talk about an agenda, let's talk about that one. If you want to talk about basketball, let's talk about how Luka is very clearly one of the top players in the league and deserves a Christmas Day game. And I'm off that. Let's get back to the happy stuff. Hello and welcome back to the Bibs Corner podcast. I am your host, as always, Mike Bibbins, on Twitter at Bibs Corner. And we're here for a Mavs season preview. The NBA season is less than a week away now, or the preseason, I should say. We're going to have NBA basketball on our screens. It really has flown by. Quite honestly, I feel like the Lakers won the championship last week, but I am not going to complain as a basketball fan. There were a lot of people I wanted to get on the pod during the offseason, and, the clock kind of ran out on me. When the season starts, I'll be doing mostly recaps during the season, so I wanted to figure out how I could get in touch with some of these people, collaborate with these people in a fun way, in a way that made sense, without forcing it, basically, and without overextending myself or them, or putting any pressure on them to schedule around me, depending on what type of content they were going to be doing during the actual season. So what I did, I reached out to 10 podcasts and their hosts, and I basically came up with a series of questions to kind of gauge, first of all, what their expectations are for this team, what they're most excited about, and then I had some generic basketball questions to kind of give people a feel for who they are as basketball fans. My goal with this was to basically round up as many podcasters as I could in a meet the press style situation. I'm calling it Meet the Podcasters, which you've already seen. Basically, I don't know how many podcasts you guys listen to, so hopefully you're introduced to someone you hadn't heard before, and you jive with their takes or their style or their personality, and hopefully you find a new podcast to check out. I had a lot of fun doing this. I brought a lot of fun people on, a lot of cool people, people that I've been trying to collaborate with or have been trying to collaborate with me, and I was glad I was able to find a way to make it happen. So, before we get into the actual content, let me do some quick introductions and make these people blush real quick. On this particular portion of the series, we're starting out with Don and Ruben of the Hoops and Hefeweizens podcast. Fun guys. They always answer fan questions on their podcast, no matter how outrageous the questions are. Don's podcast intro game is immaculate, and Ruben, aka at Reddit Mavericks, is top 2 most likable guys on Twitter. We're not gonna say who number 1 is. Y'all already know. After them, I have Sydney Myers of the Dallas Hoops Fancast. She and her co-host Martin are passionate fans who don't mind saying the things that people don't want to hear. But Sydney's voice is so angelic that I can't imagine anyone ever being mad at her. And the takes are always well-informed. Third on the docket, we have Reese. His podcast covers a little bit of everything, sports and culture. And he is also a displaced Mavs fan like myself, living in Baltimore. I gotta slap him with the 18 plus warning on Twitter, but a highly informed individual on many topics. Fourth on the docket, we have Andrew, Ben, and Jay of the Buckets and Beyond podcast. An up-and-coming trio with a lot of passion, a great group dynamic, and a lot of potential. I'm definitely going to enjoy watching these guys grow, and I'm making a bet that we can at least double their following off of this. They don't just talk sports on their pod either. When you get to their section, you'll hear what they're working on right now. And then finally, in this portion, or in this episode, my man Grant. He's hard to pin down. The Avi, the name, everything, the podcast even changes constantly, but that's the homie regardless. We're definitely going to do a NASCAR race together. I primarily keep him around for the vibes. And with that said, let's get to it. I'm here with Don Denham and Ruben, a.k.a. at Reddit Mavericks of the Hoops and Hefeweizens podcast. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but I did my best.
You did. Nailed it.
And the Twitter account for the podcast is at Hoops and HEFE, correct?
Yes. Yep, that's it.
All right, awesome. And we're going to do a quick 21 questions Mavs season preview edition. The guys have been prepped with the first few questions, and then we'll get to a point where they will be caught off guard, most likely. And likely that as well. It's not too bad, I promise. It's not too bad. So first of all, real quickly, guys, what's your goals for this season? Record or standing in the West? Any awards you guys have your eyes on? And then, of course, postseason expectations.
Let's see. So I'm going to go first. But, team record, I'm not so sure about just because the season's going to be so weird. I do think that we probably end up, if everyone's healthy, if everything goes according to plan, we probably end up top 4 in the West. Probably the lower half of that top 4, but I think we end up top 4. I think any awards that we might make, I think the awards the guys might get, I feel like Luka has a pretty good shot at least making a run for the MVP, especially if with the if our record is good and he's kind of doing what he's been doing and maybe improves like on maybe like the clutch performances, stuff like that.
Right.
I think that's he makes a good argument. Any other awards? As much as I love Josh Green, I'd love for him to be in the Rookie of the Year running. I just don't think he probably will be.
Okay.
Probably because of minutes and stuff like that. I think he does contribute eventually, but I think to start off, like he's not one of those guys who goes to a team that instantly needs someone to start for them. Postseason goal. On Twitter, I'm always like, okay, we got to make the finals. We got to make the finals and win it. But realistically, like I think the ultimate goal for me would be getting to the Western Conference Finals. Yeah, so
awesome.
That's where I want to be. So
I'll piggyback off that. I think Western Finals, I think, is going to be the highest of my optimism, despite my off-season grade. But I think that we still have a loaded West, but ultimately, like I think you look at some of the players, like you can't really say that Denver got that much better unless their young guys really develop. And Houston just, at the time of this recording, Houston just traded Westbrook for the remaining mummy bits of John Wall. So I can't imagine Houston's going to be. I mean, they might still be in contention because Harden's that good. But as far as I don't think they're a lock for a top 4 playoff spot anymore. Golden State's a pretty big question mark, even though they've got most of their guys, and I think Wiseman's pretty good. So top 4 playoff spot, that's likely. Getting into the Western Conference Finals, I'd be absolutely stoked. I would not be upset if we had a second round exit. I think that is a reasonable
minimum. That's your minimum. Okay. I respect that.
Yeah, unless we just can't, I don't know. Like I feel like everyone talked about the bubble being the asterisk season. I think this should be the asterisk season because we're getting a third of the off season, a third of the training camp, and a bunch of pieces have moved around. And there's going to be a bunch, like there's not going to be a bubble for what seems to be most of the season. Like as we're seeing in the NFL where, Denver plays with no quarterbacks, I can see games where like no starters play in the NBA, like for an NBA game.
Yeah.
So that's completely likely. So I think, I'm with Ruben that the record shouldn't be the gauge of success here. I want to see progress defensively. I think that's going to be the benchmark for me. Like, okay, were you able to maintain the offensive efficiency or close to it? Like if it dips down, a couple of notches down, but gets so much better defensively that I think that's championship in the making.
Fair enough. All right. So then what is a disappointing season for you guys?
Definitely first round exit.
Yeah, or not making the playoffs.
Or that'd be the like ultimate low. But I think we get to really mess up to not make the playoffs this year.
I don't know, Luka quitting basketball. That would be my biggest disappointment.
I would say all those qualify as disappointing. All right, then let's move quickly to this next one. Then, what is the best hot take or bold prediction that you're willing to put out there in the world?
Oh, fuck.
Tyrell Terry's got to be Rookie of the Year.
Ooh. Oh, that's a good one.
Or at least be in contention, top 5.
Man, we got some people who are on Twitter talking about that, like really spicy. So, that's probably a good one. I'd probably go with that one too. Just him, because I mean, like the dude can play. Like I've actually watched. I've watched his highlights now, so I know. But
we've done the scouting report that most 8th grade sports fans do. Yeah. So we're definitely qualified to speak on this. I will say the things that are promising, like all the knocks on him when I was watching the various scouting videos were his size and his defensive capability. But all of those things seem to have been remedied in this offseason in the sense that he was labeled as 6'1" or so, pretty short guy, small wingspan. Now he's labeled as like 6'4", 6'3", 175. Like dude's put on some muscle, and from across the board, everyone's saying he's the smartest kid in the draft. So
I think that's one of the hard things about this the situation is that we haven't seen a lot of these guys since March.
Right.
And when you're talking about a guy who's like 19, 20, like they're still growing. into their bodies. They've probably been eating good in the lull.
Yeah.
And like no distractions, no summer league. Like we don't have any idea what these guys are about to look like after 6 months, 7 months, 8 months of not seeing them play basketball.
Totally.
So it's going to be interesting. He has a mountain to climb, I think, with the guards we have in ahead of him as far as veterans. But stranger things have happened. Like we saw Kai Bowman with the Warriors play like significant time as an undrafted rookie because of injuries and stuff like that. So if something like that happens, he's forced out there and he's balling. Like it's going to be hard for Rick to stash him.
Take him out. Yeah.
I will say, I guess to put a bear trap on my own idea. It is Rick Carlisle, because now that I think about it, man, he hates rookie cards.
That's what I'm saying. Like that leash is going to be short.
No kidding. Yeah. I just remember the DSJ days where he was easily the best player on our team. Maybe not Harrison Barnes, and just like there was just way too many like, boy, let me tell you something kind of moments with Carlisle. Get your ass on the bench. Don't do that shit again. I'm just like, DSJ just did a backflip into a dunk. What's your problem, old man?
Yeah. So that's going to be fun to watch. I'm going to keep an eye on that one. So y'all are Terry Hive. Got it. All right. This one's more fun, I guess.
Cool. All right.
So, I know
it's been so boring since we started talking.
What is your favorite Mavs memory?
Oh, okay. So so obviously 2011 is like up there, right? I'm gonna exclude 2011 just because it's 2011. Okay. When Manu fouled Dirk, that was awesome because I used to hate. I don't hate San Antonio anymore, but like I hated San Antonio.
Yeah. Like
when I was a teenager. So yeah, that was like it for me.
Okay. I like that. Off the wall response.
I have talked about this on the pod or our pod before, but it was one of the games I attended at Reunion Arena. I believe we had AC Green on the team as well as Michael Finley. And from what I remember, Michael Finley jumped up first, then the ball was passed to him for an alley-oop dunk. And I'm pretty sure it's just my dumb 8-year-old brain not remembering it. But like this is also in the 90s where everyone had flash cameras. So like the entire place lit up like NBA Jam, and the whole crowd exploded after that game. Like it was absolutely phenomenal. Michael Finley will forever be cemented in my brain as the most freakish athlete I've ever seen in person, and that's also awesome. Why I'm a Mavs fan. So
that's awesome. I like that. We might need to see if we can find that clip somewhere.
I've tried finding it, man. I think it's going to be pretty hard to find like 97 Mavs Jazz footage.
Yeah.
God, those weren't even good games. I know we were down probably a 20 piece if I'm not mistaken. That was Stockton Malone around about then.
Yeah. That was the end of that era where they were going to the finals, getting beat by Michael Jordan.
That's the one.
All right, so biggest Mavs heartbreak for you guys?
Definitely 2006. That whole final series, just because my least favorite Mav that's ever donned a jersey that wasn't. I'm sure there are worse. I guess Odom's probably the most easily. Odom or Rondo, but Antoine Walker was my least favorite. I hated a volume shooter that didn't play defense and simultaneously looked like a live action Ninja Turtle. So ultimately, him being on that Heat team and doing his goddamn shimmy shake as we're beating the finals thanks to a bunch of goddamn free throws. Yeah, that's my biggest heartbreak right there.
It's funny because I remember being mad about those same exact things at the time, but I think I repressed that memory until just now. So thank you.
I'm so sorry.
Let's see. My biggest heartbreak was absolutely 2007.
Yeah.
That just I don't even want to talk about it right now because it hurts.
Oh yeah, the first round sweep.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say in retrospect, like I'm like more or less over it now, but like just on occasion I'll remember it and like I'll just be like, fuck, like how the Warriors just they released their We Believe versions. Like 2020 version. I'm like, fuck you guys. Like, I do not want to see
this. Still triggered. I understand.
Yeah. We Suppress should be our jerseys. The We Suppress Mavericks.
And it's funny you mentioned that you're not the first one to mention 2007 either. Do you mind me asking how old you are, Ruben?
I'm about to be 30 on Monday.
Okay.
So
I think the other guy is about the same age. And I think it might be, for me, I was a little bit older.
yeah.
And I had already assessed that was the last, like literally, if you laid out any team in the NBA, I would have rather played any team besides that Warriors team. So once I saw that was the matchup, I in my head already was prepared for that loss.
God.
So it sucked, but it did, like I expected it. So it was just a matter of going through it at that point.
It's one of the rare moments in history where it's just like, even though they were technically less talented, they were a better like unit together. Yeah, like they were just the perfect blend of swagger and as Bill Simmons coins it, the nobody believes in us factor is real, and that really cemented
NBA talented guys that thought they were better than they were. And we're not going to let you tell them that they weren't as good as they thought they were.
Yeah.
Worst shot selection to ever win a goddamn series. We'll put it that way.
yeah.
Steven Jackson's hitting threes. Come on now.
Jackson.
Combined with Don Nelson knowing all of the Mavs tendencies and whatnot, like it was just bad.
Exactly.
He outcoached Avery Johnson to
so bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I think was Avery Johnson replaced that following year?
Yeah, they gave him. Did they give him one more year? He might have been fired immediately. I think he won Coach of the Year and got fired.
I would have fired his ass.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. So let's get back to the fun stuff. I apologize.
Okay, thank you.
Let's keep bringing up our childhood nightmares. Let's do this.
What's the worst feeling? No, I was kidding. Who's the Maverick on the roster that you would most want to hang out with, and why?
Oh, okay. So my answer is Shane. It's been changing every other day because I keep seeing stuff on social media. I'm like, damn. I think right now I'd definitely like to hang out with Jay Rich.
Okay.
Dude just seems cool as fuck, and not like goofy, because I know like Luke is kind of goofy, and so is like Boban, but like Jay Rich just seems like a dude like I could like, do partake in a certain herb, and just like hang out, and just like listen to music and like play video games and shit like that. So
he weirdly seems like a regular dude. Like he doesn't seem like an NBA player
at all. Yeah, he's actually just really good at basketball. So
yeah. Like I do, I play basketball on the side, but like I'm just a guy.
Yeah.
All right, I love that answer. What you got for me, Don?
I've thought about this a lot, and I think ultimately, it's a toss-up between Boban and JJ Barea, because simply just due to the dichotomy in their size. And I just think it'd be funny if I was picking them, like they're just like, hey Don, who you want to hang out with, and they're standing next to each other. Like just that alone would be enough of an experience for me.
You know what? I'm gonna allow that answer.
Yeah. So either one. I'll take either. Actually, probably Barea, because I'm just gonna be like, yo. So like Miss Puerto Rico, like what, 5 times now? Jeez, dude.
You know what? I think that would be an uncomfortable conversation, but we'll keep moving. All right. Back to judging the Mavericks. Plan powder or worry about the current season in front of you?
I'm sorry?
Plan powder or worry about the season in front of you?
Oh, I see. Plan powder.
I worry about the season in front of me. I don't know. I think of when I was younger, I'd be like, okay, like let's wait for like the next like big thing, but that next big thing never came. So it's just like, hey, like let's just enjoy what we have now. Like we have a perennial MVP candidate, and like a unicorn, and there's a bunch of guys who like seem to like have a backbone. So let's see what happens. And if things happen next season where things work out, cool. If not, at least we still have a fun team. I don't know. So
no, I'm with you there. All right, what you got, Don?
Yeah, I like his Ruben's zen, be in the moment kind of answer. I think I'll stick with that. It's good to be more present.
Yeah. I think it's easy to get caught up in that hunt for the next big thing, but it's like, man, we got one in front of us. Like, why are we still worried about that?
Yeah. I mean, that's the fun part of a rebuild. Is really the only aspect of it that's fun is the hope of what could happen. But ask Sacramento or Orlando or Charlotte what they think about rebuilds, because it's been a while for those franchises.
Exactly. It's like when you get something like a Luka, embrace it, and whatever else happens around Luka is whatever for me. All right. Who is the Mav that you guys are most excited to watch this year?
Like new additions or
Any Maverick,
uh,
everybody's at play.
Jay Rich. I just love Jay Rich. I don't know, dude. Like I'm just like I can't keep thinking about this dude, or whatever. Anyway, but like I just like
Can we sample that so we can put that in our show? Just anytime
no.
I can get rid of it, just be like, man, I just can't stop thinking about that dude.
I'll send you the clip.
Thank you.
I just feel like Jay Rich is just like he's a cool ass dude, like knows his role and seems to be tied with Luca. Like I can't wait to see like just how he meshes offensively and defensively with the team. So
Okay, I like that answer.
I'm going to answer a little bit more broadly. I want to see the guard rotation of the Mavs because
okay.
Jalen Brunson is now completely healthy. Trey Burke lit the world on fire in the bubble. No one was expecting that production from him. Tim Hardaway Jr. and Jay Rich, like I want to see what that rotation looks like because you're ultimately paying max money for two dudes, and they have similar skill sets. I would argue that Jay Rich has more useful skill sets considering what he lacks in offensive proficiency. He makes up way much more, or he is a better defensive player than Tim Hardaway, so that would make more sense that he would get more playing time. But that's where the Rick Carlisle Warlock cauldron of lineups. I'm really excited to see what happens with that rotation because I think we for once have guard depth, which I don't think we've had since like 2011.
Yeah, and I think I'm sure Rick is somewhere licking his chops at his many options for what he can throw around Luka. So
Chopsticks.
Especially with KP out, like I can imagine those lineups are about to get ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
All right, who is the non-Maverick you guys are most looking forward to watching this year?
Dame.
He took mine.
Just every year, dude. Dame just does something else that's just super ridiculous, and I can't wait for him to have a random rap beef with someone again. Like it's gonna be great.
The Shaq one was fun.
That really was fun. I was like, oh, these guys can actually rap. Okay, like
like I've literally listened to "Rain Rain Go Away" like in the car. Like he had some bars in that one.
Yeah, Dame is my answer for this one.
Okay.
At this point, man, you caught me off guard on this one. I would say, you know what? I want to see what Kelly Oubre does in a Golden State system. I want to see I guess it would be a better answer if I said like the Warriors are what I'm interested to see, because what happens when you take away a Klay Thompson, but you add an Oubre, a Wiggins, and a Wiseman? What does that get you? Like that, I don't know. And I think we really get to see how good of a coach Steve Kerr is this year. Yeah. And that excites me, as well as I'm just curious if it works out. It could be just be like, well, we've got a lot of very expensive people and this sucks.
We just threw a bunch of guys together and hope for the best.
See what happens.
All right. So that I like that answer. All right. Which team do you least want to see holding Larry O'Brien when it's all said and done?
That I least?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I got a lot of answers this year.
Brooklyn.
Okay. Brooklyn. Oh, okay.
Yeah. That would be the one I'd be the most irritated at because they basically just bought their free agent. Well, they bought their championship in advance. And that would have been so goddamn boring. Like it's just, it's okay. We don't need this season. We'll just get it on the next one, and we'll see. I don't know. And also the East, I don't think is all that tricky this year.
So you think they have an easy ride, and then okay.
Totally. I mean,
everybody stays healthy and they don't implode on themselves. Yeah, they gotta. For me, and I know like they're obviously like a brand new like little rivalry for us, but the damn Clippers. I read that article on The Athletic today. I read the article on The Athletic today, and I was like, wow, these guys fucking suck. Like, so I don't know. Like, I respect the hell out of Kawhi. Like, Paul George is whatever. Like, I don't have any ill will, but I think like just them together and like what they did to that Clippers team that was fun before. Like I would be upset if like they won, the championship.
Okay. You are not the first person to say the Clippers.
Okay.
Yeah, I do not want to see Paul Jorge or Kaheem Leonard raise that.
And here's the
trophy.
thing, like I like Kawhi, but he already has rings, so I couldn't care less.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
think he's kind of already proven that he can do it on his own, or
with the good support, as a main guy, yeah.
Well, I mean, arguably, you can say that he did with the Spurs what he did with Toronto, like a pretty good team that had like guys buying in, but he put them over the hump. And I mean, but I would say even more so because there were some games that he literally carried that team. But also, that was an injured as hell Golden State team. So who are we really trying to say here?
Yeah.
A lot of balls bounced the right way, and not just in reference to the Philadelphia shot.
Yeah, definitely a fortuitous journey for that team.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for Toronto.
Good SAT word, Bibs.
It's been a minute since I took that test. All right, we're gonna do some quick word association. Just the first thing that pops in your head when you hear these players' names.
Oh shit. Okay.
Dwight Powell.
I like him. Oh, sorry, it's more than one word.
That's fine. That's say a quick break.
Canadian.
Okay, that's off the wall. We'll take it. Andre Drummond.
Rebound.
Obsolete.
I got
James. The rebound is good. He's dominated that category.
Oh yeah.
All right, James Harden.
Beard.
Step back.
Okay. I like that. And finally, Marcus Morris.
Hate.
Very powerful word.
Target.
Target.
No, not as in a threat, but as in that's the brand I think of when I see his.
Oh, okay.
Junk ass.
Right. Well, the first idea was not too far off from what other people have said. So. All right, so we're going to transition away. We're going to try to wrap this up here. First, recommend me a podcast that is not your own.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Pertaining to hoops or anything?
Anything.
Tell you what, my personal favorite podcast that is not hoops related, but is something that has got me through a lot of this year. Has been the Last Podcast on the Left. Basically, it is a true crime podcast, but it covers anything from serial killers, cults, mass murders, things of that nature, like moments in history. And they do really good research, but I would call it edutainment. Like you end up learning a lot about this while three very goofy people discuss a certain moment of weird history. I would highly suggest the Charles Manson episode or episodes. It's like 4 of them. You can get a much better understanding because they read 3 different source materials, including his autobiography, and they kind of come together with a truth that they figured out between the 3 sources, which is pretty fascinating. Most people just kind of pick one and go with it. Okay,
I like that. What do you got for me, Ruben?
So the one I'm picking is the Jenkins and Jones podcast.
Okay.
It's 3 guys now, but it originally used to be 2 guys. It's 3 guys who are just like funny Twitter dudes who just like shoot the shit every couple of days, weeks, or whatever. They have a Patreon, but I've subscribed to that because they seem to put more episodes on the Patreon. But they talk about just random events. Like this last one, they talked about the the fight night from the other day. just roasting Nate, roasting Nate Robinson for fucking 30 minutes. Just good times. They just talk about random stuff, and like they talked about obviously stuff going on with the election and hilarious stuff about the election, the events that happened, and just a little bit of basketball talk, not too much. They're all LeBron homers, so
shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, so it's like
now you'll never listen.
So they don't they don't follow the Lakers, but they just follow LeBron. So just like them like talking shit about like the rest of the league and stuff like that. So that's part of the reason I'm hoping the Lakers don't repeat next year. So I can't wait for that. Just that the podcast where they just like
The meltdown.
Yeah, Meltdown podcast. So
I respect that. Okay. And I do need some true crime, some more true crime in my life. So I appreciate your recommendation as well, Don.
Totally.
And so finally, the last thing we need to do, of course, where can everybody find you guys' work?
I'll take this, Ruben. You can find us at the Hoops and Hefeweizens podcast, where wherever you listen to podcasts, you can find us at _MFFLs, or follow Ruben at Reddit Mavericks, or me, Don_Denham, DENHAM, like the pants, but spelled differently.
yep, that's it.
All right. Definitely appreciate your microphone work there, sir. I had a lot of fun, guys. I definitely appreciate you guys making the time.
Yeah, dude, awesome.
Definitely. I wanted to figure out how to get you guys on, and I was glad to make it work for this. So thank you.
Thank you so much for having us, man.
All right, so I'm here with Sydney Myers of Dallas Hoops Fancast, and that's at _Sydney with a Y, Myers, MY. And we're going to do a quick 21 questions Mavs season preview edition. And Sydney, are you ready?
I am ready. Let's do this.
Now, the first few questions I did give Sydney up front, but we will hit a point where she will be on the spot. So I'm sure that'll be obvious when we get there.
Thank you. I appreciate the vote of confidence.
All right. So first up is pretty easy. Goals for this year. What are your goals for this Mavs team as far as record, standings, any awards you might have your eyes on, and then, of course, postseason goals?
So the caveat to this is if Kristaps can stay healthy, and also if Josh Richardson is everything he's advertised to be. If those two things happen, I think a top 4 seed is within reach. An appearance in the second round of the playoffs would be a win for me, and Luka should definitely be in the MVP race. He might even finish as a top 3 finalist. I think he'll be an all-star starter. Kristaps might even make it in. Honestly, for Luka, just pencil him in to be in contention for like every award for the next 10 years. But starting this year, I think as an MVP finalist and then a top 4 seed, I think is a reasonable goal.
Okay, so up 2 seed or up 3 seeds, I guess we were the 7. Mm-hmm. So top 4, and you said second round of the playoffs, take a step forward in the postseason.
Yeah.
Awesome, I like that. All right, so then with that all established, and with the KP caveat, what is a disappointing season for you?
So honestly, if they did have a first round exit, I don't think that would in itself be disappointing. I know I wanted a second round appearance, but obviously if they're a top 4 seed and they're going against like the Suns or the Timberwolves in the first round and they lose, yeah, that wouldn't be good. But the playoffs are hard. Anything can happen. And so I wouldn't put a first round exit on my list of definite disappointments. Really, I think it's more if they finish like 7th or 8th, that would be disappointing. And then obviously if injuries frame every game and every storyline, that would also be a setback.
Okay. No, I can definitely get behind that. I was going to ask, I want to push our time here, but I'm going to ask, does KP's health affect what's a disappointment for you?
Yeah, it's not disappointing as in it's something against him personally, but yeah, it would be a setback because then you got to start evaluating, can he be a long-term option for you? This would be, several injuries in a row. It would complicate things. And so, yeah, I think that would be a tough situation.
Yeah, I definitely respect that take. And speaking of takes to respect and or not respect, what is your best hot take or bold prediction for the season?
Okay, I think Kristaps Porzingis will be an all-star. Last year, he finished 9th in total voting, but he was 7th in fan voting and 11th in player voting. And I know that doesn't sound impressive, but this was in December and January when he was averaging like 17 points a game.
Right.
His last 5 games in the bubble, he averaged like 29 and 8. So if he does something like 23, 25 and 9 on top of a top 4 team in the West, I think he gets in.
Okay, I like that. I'm kind of on the same page. He was killing it the second half of the season and in the bubble. So health and being tied to Luka is a good
Yeah.
barometer. Good way to get that vote.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to get into some of these quicker, shorter questions. Hopefully, what's your favorite Mavs memory?
Ooh, I mean, it's got to be the championship, like Game 6. I remember we went to, I think it was a Humperdinck's, that had like a giant screen, and they were having a watch party, and everybody was just screaming and cheering, and me and my friends were there, and then driving home, it was like it was surreal. You're just like you're like, what is going on? It was just the greatest thing. Off the top of my head, I'd say that would have to be it.
That's a very easy choice. I had to watch it alone myself, not being in
Oh,
Dallas.
oh,
But yeah, just I've been at big games before like that, and that surreal feeling, like I can only imagine.
yeah.
Um, all right, so next, we're gonna go the other direction. Biggest Mavs heartbreak.
So, okay, it would also be in 2011 in their game against Portland. I think it was game 4, whenever
Okay.
they had a big lead, and then Brandon Roy went on a hot streak and they lost it. And like that was that was heartbreaking. That was just the worst feeling, because it was like, man, this is it. Here we go again. Like, it's gonna happen again. And for them to have that huge lead, that was
Yeah.
just a gut wrenching loss. And so, yeah, that was probably like one of the lowest feelings I've had. Which, looking back now, I'm like, you know what? I'm happy for Brandon Roy. Like, he had
Yeah.
his swan song, and it was great for him. But at the time, that was probably one of the worst feelings.
Okay, I can definitely respect that as a longtime Mavs fan. That was definitely a here we go again type situation.
Yeah.
I think it probably woke us up, honestly.
Yeah, and maybe the Mavs too. I don't know. I mean, they closed out the series after that, and then
Yeah,
swept the Lakers. So,
we couldn't be stopped after that.
yeah.
All right, so next question is more fun. Who's the Mav you would most want to hang out with, and why?
Ooh, that's a good question. Okay, so if I got to do a quick answer, it's got to be current players, I'm assuming.
Yes.
I mean, I would have to say Luca, just because
Okay.
he's the star, he's the future GOAT. I think, Boban sounds like a really fun guy. I think they have a lot of guys on the roster that would be cool to hang out with, but
Right.
to get the chance to meet Luca, I think that would just be awesome. So
I
I would have,
respect that.
yeah, I'd have to pick him.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going back the other direction. This is going to be a tougher one. Plan powder or worry about this season?
Yeah, well, if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I don't like planned powder. And, again, the example that I brought up earlier with Jay Crowder, this is like a perfect example of why I don't like it, because it sounds like they only offered him a 1-year deal. And of course, that's an
Right.
insult to a player. And so this is what happens. You miss out on these valuable role players, or you just don't go after guys that would improve you. Like, yeah, they're not Giannis, but they would make you a contending team.
Exactly.
So, I'm not saying that they should make irrational moves. I'm not
Right.
saying you should sign Gordon Hayward to a $30 million deal. I get it. Like, there's money involved. Things happen. You got to be smart. Use your draft picks. I am all on board with that, but I think there are times when they could have gotten players that were available and they just didn't get them. So yeah, if you
Right.
listen to the pod, if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I hate it. But I mean, they've always managed to put together a competitive team, so
Yeah.
it works out in the end. I just hope that it doesn't cost us something. Worst case scenario being Luca leaves, but that might be being over dramatic at this point.
No, I definitely. I got hollered at on the pod last week for mentioning the idea. So,
Oh.
but okay, I'm definitely on board with you there. Who's the Mav you're most excited to watch this year?
I mean, it's got to be Luca. Like, I don't, I am anxious to see Kristaps in a fully healthy, well, almost fully healthy season. I'm
Okay.
anxious to see Josh Richardson and what he brings, but it's got to be Luca, just because he is so fun to
Special.
watch.
It's a
Yeah,
special
it's
guy.
like there's a lot of great players in the league, and people respect them and they win you games and all that, but Luca is so fun to watch, and so yeah, it's got to be him.
Fair enough. All right. Who's the non-Mav that you're most looking forward to watching this year?
Oh, that's a good one. Gosh, so my two favorite non-Mavericks, I think, are probably, well, Giannis one, but I think number one is actually Damian Lillard, which I think you just tweeted today that he's your favorite non-Mav.
Literally those two guys.
Yeah, yeah. And it's so true, and I think it's just because I respect him so much because he is good. He gets better every year. The things that he says, you can kind of see the way that he thinks, and I just respect the
Right.
way that he thinks. He's loyal to his team. He, as he puts it, he doesn't run from the grind. And I
Yeah.
appreciate that. And he's also a fun player to watch. His series ending game winning buzzer beaters, that's he's just a fun player to watch, a lot like Lucas. So probably I'd say Damian Lillard.
Okay. That is definitely. I'm not going to disagree with that answer. And
Yeah. And I'm not just saying that to try to get on your good side. Like, he actually is probably my favorite non-Mav.
no, definitely, definitely. I think he's probably going to be a lot of people's answer. All right. Last one of these. Who's the last team that you want to see win it all?
The last team, like, I don't want them
The
to
the
win it.
the team you
Oh,
least want to see holding that trophy up.
um, gosh, yeah. I mean, I
Like if
would
you could pick one team to not be able to win the championship this year.
ever. um, I guess I would say the Rockets, just
Oh
because
wow.
I really dislike James Harden and Russell Westbrook. I mean, they're great players. Harden is probably one of the greatest scorers that we've seen. I just don't like the way that he plays. I don't
Right.
enjoy watching him. And I don't like their personalities. To me, seem like the kind of guys that I wouldn't really like.
Enjoy.
Um,
It's
yeah, so
winning.
I would say them. I don't particularly like Kevin Durant just because of the whole Warriors thing, but he's already won a ring, so at this
Right.
point, maybe it doesn't matter. But I would say either the Rockets or the Nets. I would put those on my list.
Okay. I can respect both of those decisions. All right. These next ones, I want one word or first thought
Okay.
that comes to your mind when I give you these players' names.
Okay.
Dwight Powell.
Oh.
Is that the response? No,
um, Confusion is my response because
okay.
I don't understand Carlisle's fascination with. He's good at one thing, and he is very good at that. But yeah, confusion over the value.
Okay. I respect that. Andre Drummond.
I don't know. Overpaid was the first word that came to my mind.
Okay. I can respect that as well.
Yeah.
Okay. James Harden. We kind of touched on that already, but
Ah, I mean, flopping is the first word that comes to mind because that's what he does, and I dislike that so much.
so hard to watch. So
Yeah.
hard to watch. All right. Marcus Morris.
I mean, I'm gonna say soft, and I know that sounds crazy because he's like the tough bulldog kind of guy, but he in the Clippers in that game 7, he choked just like everyone else. He can
Yeah.
talk the talk, but he can't always walk the walk, and
Yeah.
so
One of those bark until
yeah,
it's time to actually perform, and now you
yeah,
disappear. Um,
exactly.
awesome. Okay. And so now, just last two things. First, recommend me a podcast that is not your own.
Oh, that's
Any kind of podcast.
so one that I just started listening to a few weeks ago, it's called the Pick a Side podcast. I actually just had them on Dallas Hoops Fancast in our an episode on anyway, they're they cover NBA and NFL. It's three guys and they're just really good. They're really smart guys. They have really great conversations. They have good debates too. It's
Okay.
a really great show. It's called Pick a Side podcast.
Pick a side. Okay. Awesome. And where can we find your work, Sydney?
So the podcast is Dallas Hoops Fancast. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and every major streaming platform, plus YouTube. And the show is, we're emotional fans. We love the roller coaster of being a sports fan. It's me and my co-host Martin. So our listeners like the show because we just enjoy the moment, however bad or good it might be. And then the website is DallasHoopsCast.com. I post exclusive content on the website. My latest article was top 5 draft mistakes by the Mavs. There's some pretty awesome jersey swaps in there for the what ifs. But yeah, that's the pod, that's the site, and that's what you get with both.
Awesome. Thank you, Sydney, for coming on. Definitely enjoyed your answers and always enjoy your content in the tweets. And
Awesome.
hopefully get you back on here one day.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for having me on.
I am here with Reese of the Mind of Reese podcast. Twitter is at Mind of Reese, and that's Reese with an S. How you doing today, Reese?
I'm doing good, man. I took myself a short nap. I'm feeling a little re-energized. I'm feeling good. I'm ready to go.
Naps are crucial.
Naps are crucial.
Don't sleep on the naps, pun intended. All right, so we're gonna get into this quick 21 questions Mavs season preview edition. As I've told you guys already, I've given the first few questions up front just to kind of give him a little head start, and then we'll get to a point where he has not heard these questions before. He's gonna be a little on the spot. Let's get into it. First question is one of the ones I gave you. What are your goals for the team this year as far as record or standing? Any awards you might have your eyes on, and then postseason expectations?
Only awards I think are realistic. Obviously Luka winning MVP. That's the talk of social media, so to speak. Possibly Rick winning Coach of the Year, depending on where we fall in the standings.
Okay.
But as far as my goals, I would say at the most we could finish maybe 5 or 6 in the West. But with those standings, I don't think Rick will win Coach of the Year. So
okay, so the minimum, you say you'd be happy with the 6th?
I would be happy with the 6.
Okay.
I would say between 6 or 4, that's our ceiling. But I'll go with 5. 4 is a bit much because the West is heavy.
Okay, I can respect that. And then what are you then expecting for the postseason?
Postseason, we have to get out of the first round. I would like to see us at least get to the second round at the most. Or if we lose in the first round, at least make it a good series, 6-game, 7-game series. I don't want to see us, do worse than we did last year because we took the Clippers to 6 games and we were missing Porzingis. So I don't think there's any reason we can't either make it to the second round or push the team to 7 games.
Okay, so even though you think we'll be a lower seed, you still think we should be able to upset somebody?
Yeah, because the thing with lower seeds in the West is they're only separated by maybe 2 or 3 games. So there isn't a huge gap between the teams.
Gotcha. So you're thinking the regular season won't necessarily reflect how good the team is?
I think it'll be one of those things where obviously we're not healthy in the beginning. Yeah. So the momentum we pick up will probably be towards the end of the season. I'm hoping that carries into the playoffs.
Okay, that makes sense to me. So with that said, then what would be a disappointing season in your eyes?
Obviously not making the playoffs would be disappointing, but I can't see that happening. So I would say about just maybe losing in 5 games in the first round or losing to a team in the first round we shouldn't lose to.
Okay.
An 8th seed would be disappointing. Yeah. Absolutely. I think we should be better than an 8th seed. 8th or 7th seed, to be honest. But as far as disappointments, that's it. The biggest will be missing the playoffs, and I don't expect that at all. Unless unless Luka injures itself extremely bad, I don't see us missing the playoffs.
Well, we won't put that.
Knock on wood. Sorry, knock on wood.
All right. What's your best hot take or bold prediction that you can give me for the season?
This is going to sound crazy coming from me, but I think for majority of the season, Tim Hardaway Jr. is going to be the most important player on our teams because we are going to need him a lot. Obviously, we know what Josh Richardson is going to bring. He's going to bring defense, a little bit of scoring, but there's going to be nights where we need that scoring from Tim Hardaway Jr. And I think Josh Richardson will be that third piece, that third player, that third option. Okay. But there's going to be times where we need Tim to be the third or second option, and he just needs to plug in, not do stupid stuff like he usually does, and taking shots like he's Steph Curry. But I think he's going to be really important. Hopefully, he can show up. I didn't even want him on the team, but we're here.
I appreciate your honesty in that. And I think, like you said, it is a big swing for you to feel that way about him and then say that he's going to be the most important guy.
Right.
So, all right. I can see him being an X Factor type player. So now we're getting into the stuff I did not give you up front.
Oh, Lord.
There's not too crazy, I promise. What's your favorite Mavs memory?
Oh, man. Obviously winning the championship. I still remember that in the next morning. Like, I had school. No, I didn't. I had school. We were still in school. I had school the next morning, and I stayed up all night. Everyone in the house was asleep, and I just tried so hard to contain my excitement, screaming at the top of my lungs because I was still a senior in high school.
Yeah.
And everybody knew I was a Mavs fan. I got on the bus to go to school, and all my friends saying, "Oh man, congratulations, your team won." And I'm feeling like the cool kid, like, yeah, I know. What your team do?
Man, I think it was the summer for me, but yeah, Facebook was blowing up. Everybody congratulating me and stuff, and it is a good feeling.
Yeah, obviously that's the choice, but if I had to choose something besides that, would be my first Mavs game I went to.
When was that?
That was last year, actually.
Oh wow!
In DC, I got to see Dirk play on his way out, which was very important to me.
Yeah.
I got to see Luka play as well. We lost, but it is what it is. So I was just happy to see him play.
Yeah, I see. I haven't gotten Luka in yet. Like game I went to last year, he was injured, so Seth went off, but I haven't gotten Luka in person yet, so still got to work on that myself. All right, what's your biggest Mavs heartbreak?
2007. 2007. I would say 2006, but 2007 is fresher for me because looking at the way it went, there's no reason once we get past the Warriors we wouldn't have won a championship. Come on, dog. We'd have destroyed the Cavaliers in the finals. It's no question.
Yeah, it was crazy to me because, that was the only team I didn't want to play in the playoffs. Like in the entire NBA, that was the only team I didn't want to play.
The Warriors?
Yeah.
Why was that?
Because I knew they had our number. I think we played them like a couple of games before the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And like the matchup, it was just clear to me that they were not the matchup for us. Like that's what basketball comes down to a lot of times is matchups. And like between them having Don and the type of dudes they had on that team, like I just knew they were going to be a problem. And that for me kept them from being being too upsetting because I prepared myself for it.
I was not prepared for it. Obviously, I was young at the time, so 2007, I had just graduated middle school, I believe. So I was younger at the time, and I wasn't as knowledgeable about the game as I am now.
Yeah.
So I didn't see that coming. I'm just assuming we're the first seed, they're the 8th seed. We should breeze right through this, right? No, did not.
Oh man, I can only imagine. Yeah, that definitely I think qualifies as the biggest heartbreak. All right, so transitioning a little bit, who is the current Maverick you would most want to hang out with and why?
Oh man, that's kind of funny because it will be Dwight Powell, but I'm not a fan of Dwight Powell.
What? Hold on. Yeah, I definitely need that explanation.
I don't know why. Dwight Powell just seems like a fun dude. Like,
Oh, man.
I don't understand. I don't get it. He just seems like a fun dude. KP would be another one, but, KP has history of people jumping him, so I don't want to be, I don't want to have to get into a fight.
Your hand's not ready?
My hand's ready, but whoever's trying to jump a 7'3" basketball player, if they see my 5'6", 175-pound, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to be much of a problem.
Yeah, they might be a dangerous individual. They're ready to take on 7'3" athlete. You might be onto something there.
I mean, if I'm ready to get into a fight, I'll have to hang out with James Johnson.
That's probably the smart decision there. Oh man, Dwight Powell just threw me completely off. I wasn't ready for that. All right. I'm pretty sure I know your answer for this next one. Plan powder or worry about the current season?
Worry about the current season.
Okay.
I'm more focused about when you say playing powder, you mean like
when the approach of going into your off season or trades or whatever with the idea of making sure you have free agency money for next year.
Right. Yeah, I thought so. No, worry about this season. Because I saw Kenny say this free on Twitter before, and it's true. If a player wants to play for your team, you'll make it happen. You know, Golden State didn't have cap space for KD. Miami didn't have cap space for Jimmy Butler. And the Houston Rockets didn't have cap space for Chris Paul. And they made it happen. The player wants to play, you move the pieces you need to move to make it happen. But don't sabotage a season or so just to get ready for a player. Or 10 to get ready for a player who's eventually most likely not going to come, because look at the history we have.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at too. I just got to I'm gauging everybody on that particular question. I think so far most of us are on the same page. All right, moving another direction. Who is the current Mav you are most excited to watch on the court this year?
It's between two players.
Okay.
It's between Josh Richardson and Josh Green. Obviously, they had the same first name. That's a coincidence. But I'm a huge fan of Josh Richardson. He wasn't on my radar much because I didn't expect us to trade for him.
Right.
But he's perfect for the kind of player we need next to Luka. We just expected it to be, a star-like player, not more so of a role player like Josh Richardson. And Josh Green, because I didn't know much about him in college. I knew he was a great defender. I've learned that he has great athleticism. I've been looking him up more. But I think he has potential not to be like a star, but to fit in great with that team. Like I don't want to put like a Sean Murray in 2011 role, not a prime Sean Murray, but
No, I can see it like a lob catcher type like guy getting put back dunks and playing strong defense.
People comparing him to Justin Anderson, I think, is outlandish, but no,
that's disrespectful. Very disrespectful. Okay, I like that, and I like getting away from like the main guys. Like give me some role players, some subs.
I love the role players, man. I tell people role players are the players that make the team. You don't win championships without role players.
Like you can have a sandwich, but if you ain't got the right toppings and dressings on it, then it's not making it pop. So,
you never cease to amaze me, Bibs. You never cease to amaze me with this stuff, I swear.
All right. Let's move to another one. I got who's your favorite who's the non-Mav or player not on the Mavericks that you're most looking forward to watching this year?
Oh, that's tough. Oh man, that's tough. Shoot. Man, I want to say Chris Paul, but I'm not. I'm excited to see the Suns as a team, not just Chris Paul as a player.
Gotcha.
But I'd say Kevin Durant.
Okay.
I'm excited to see Kevin Durant just because this whole Kyrie and Kevin Durant dynamic intrigues me, because I personally don't think it's going to work out. But I also want to see if Kevin Durant comes back as Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I think that's going to be interesting. Because I always made the comment that as he gets older, I expected him to start looking more like Dirk with his play style. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with that rotation and how he plays coming off that injury.
But to go outside of the obvious, I'll throw Shai Gilgeous-Alexander out there. I'm excited to see what he does.
We got to figure out what players end up around him because they got 30 players on their roster right now. So.
Yeah, they looking like a football team roster right now.
I don't know what is happening there. I think they got to get that cut down soon, too.
You can't even do that on 2K. This has to be some kind of – they hacking the system or something.
Yeah.
They paying some players under the table. Something ain't right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got to get it down to 20 like soon. So I don't know what – they holding people hostage or what.
I thought 20 was too much.
That's still too much. They still got to cut it down from that. But just to like show up at camp, they can't have 40 people at camp.
I think that's violation of COVID.
I'm saying that's not safe.
That's not safe.
So yeah, they got to figure out who his teammates are, and then from there, it might be interesting to see what the Thunder look like. But Right
they
now,
got as
it's
many
hard to look
players
at.
as they got draft picks. It's crazy.
I'm saying it's hard to look at right now. So I haven't even thought about them as a team yet. I think the only safe players are probably him and Horford when I look at that roster.
Oh no, it's a lot of safe players other than those two. You got Darius Baisley, who's safe. Lou Dortz, I think he's safe.
Dort is safe, yeah.
Yeah, after that, I got nothing.
Exactly. You start getting into Alexei Pokachevsky and Theo Maledon, maybe it's probably safe.
Because Andre Roberson isn't even safe at this point. So
yeah, they just got a bunch of random players. I'm not going down this list. We be on here all night.
We'll be here all night.
Last one of these questions. Which team do you least want to see holding up the trophy at the end?
The Lakers, easily, no question.
No hesitation on that one. I like that.
No hesitation.
All right. So I got some word association with some four player names. You've halfway you mentioned one of them already, so let's get him out of the way. Dwight Powell.
Right. So
what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear that name?
Overrated.
Okay. Yeah, by that Twitter.
Yeah, if I had to sum it up, I tried to be nice, but overrated. Doesn't mean he's bad. It's just, according to Mavs Twitter, he's the best rim runner in the league, which just isn't true.
Correct. All right, I can get on board with that. Andre Drummond.
Polarizing. Polarizing for sure.
It's a fair assessment.
There's two different sides of NBA Twitter. It's either the kind that likes the Andre Drummond type big or the kind that doesn't. Yeah, I've noticed that. And I'm the kind that does because Andre Drummond is actually my favorite center in the NBA.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I'm curious what happens with him this year. I expect him to get traded at some point, but probably to a contender, and it's probably going to be a huge decision maker when it comes time for the playoffs, and then people act like they were on board all along.
I don't know, man. I don't know what contender could use him, to be honest.
I think health is probably going to be a factor for somebody.
Sure.
So we'll see.
I think Kevin Love may move before he does, but we'll see.
It'll be interesting. All right, James Harden.
Joker.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna take that back. Explosive. I'm gonna be unbiased. James Harden is an incredible scorer of the basketball. Obviously, I hate the Houston Rockets, and I don't like James Harden, but he's one of the probably top 5 greatest scorers we've ever seen. So explosive is perfect for James Harden.
Okay. Last one is Marcus Morris.
Damn it, this is PG-13.
I mean, as it stands, everything is at play pretty much.
Sucker.
Okay.
Sucker. I'll say sucker. I'll take it back to like the 90s with that one.
All right. So everybody's still feeling some type of way about Marcus Morris. I understand.
Yeah, that's going to take some time. He'll probably literally have to end up in a Mavs jersey for me to be like, all right, I forgive you.
I respect it. All right, so getting away from the sports stuff, I appreciate you running down those questions. The next one is for you to recommend me a podcast that is not your own.
Well,
any podcast.
Man. I already recommended you the Double Toasted podcast.
You did. I listened to them faithfully.
Oh, good. Yes. I'm glad you do. I'm glad you like it. I've been trying to find new ones, so I would say $1 million worth of games.
Okay, who's on that
one? You remember the rapper Gilly the Kid?
I remember the name. He's a freestyle battler, ain't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
He has a podcast with I believe it's his cousin, but Wallow. But they have a pretty good podcast. It's not like centered around one thing. They talk about a lot of stuff, a lot of different topics. But I look at it as more like a miscellaneous type of podcast.
Gotcha.
What's
the name of it again?
$1 million worth of game.
Gotcha. All right. Awesome. And then finally, where can we find your work?
You can find me on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Mind of Reese podcast. 2 episodes a week, usually on Tuesdays and Fridays. Don't hold me to that because sometimes we switch it up. But obviously, like Bib said, you can follow me on Twitter at Mind of Reese. That's Reese with an S. And follow me on Instagram too at Mind of Reese.
Awesome. Well, Reese, I definitely appreciate you coming on. Always a pleasure. And hope we had a little bit of fun with that.
I definitely had some fun with these quick questions. You know, like I said, you're not a commitment type of guy, so you know.
Man, look, one day.
One day, right? Okay. Won't hold my breath. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
No problem. Take it easy.
You too.
All right, I'm here with Andrew, Ben, and Jay of the Buckets and Beyond podcast. We're going to do a quick 21 questions Mavs season preview edition. I sent the guys the first few questions ahead of time so they would have a little bit of preparation, but we will get to a point where they have not heard any of this stuff before, and you'll hear some, oh, man, that's a great question and stuff like that. Guys, you ready?
Very much so.
Oh, yeah. Lay it on us. Fire away.
Let's do it. So first question is one of the ones I sent you. Goals for the year. Where do you expect us to finish in the West? What awards you guys have your eyes on, and postseason expectations or goal? I guess what do you hope for the postseason success to end up being?
I haven't as far as team record. I think that when all said and done, we'll probably be either 3rd or 4th in the West. I can see like the Lakers, the Clippers, really being the 2 teams that have just more talent than we do. But I feel like our bench and our chemistry will separate us from the teams that are below us.
That's fair.
So as far as eyes on awards, I think everybody on this podcast has been adamant about Luka for MVP 2021.
Yeah.
Try to make that a hashtag and you know try to light up the Twitter sphere with that. And as far as postseason goal, part of that is getting top 4 in the West, and then once you get to the postseason, really just getting past the first round and ideally winning a second round matchup. A lot of people think that we could have beat the Clippers if we had Brunson and Powell healthy and if KP played all those games. So just based off of that, plus the fact that we got better defensively, I think that we could, pending everyone's healthy, make a pretty deep run based off that.
Okay, I like it. Jay, we're gonna keep the same order. Jay, you want to go next?
Yeah, let's do it, man. My goals for this season, I would like to see KP and Luka just maintain their health for the duration of the season. It was kind of frustrating watching a game here without KP, a game there without Luka. That was kind of the story of the season. If we could get some consistent roster play going on, that would be awesome. As far as our position in the league, I think it's so hard to say with COVID, how the bubble went. That was crazy. How free agency's been. It's just so wild. It's hard for me to really pinpoint an exact position for our team. Yeah. But I think top 4. I'm with Ben. I think top 4. That's like where we belong now. And I'm not even going to say 2 or 3. If we get 4, I would be ecstatic. If we won a playoff series, I would be ecstatic, man. So
awesome.
That's where I'm at. But yeah, mostly the health, man. If we could
You're not the first one to say that.
Guys.
Yeah, you're not the first one to say that. And I definitely feel it. What you got for me, Andrew?
Well, and you guys said it too. If healthy, we will do all those things. If KP returns and remains healthy, we'll do all those things.
So it starts with the health.
Yeah. And nothing new here. Top 4 seed, we got to have that home court advantage first round. I see our window as second round or Western Conference Finals. Anywhere in there is a win because essentially anywhere in that kind of window of a single playoff series victory or 2 playoff series wins, that just advances and kind of progresses this team's experience. And It also like continues narratively, it continues Luka's progression as like first year rookie of the year, second year all-star, playoff berth, first round exit against like the number 2 seed, and then third season making it to a Western Conference Finals or making it to the second round. There are so many other guys in this league who superstar level players who can't say that they made it to the second or even the third round in their third season. I mean, Anthony Davis, it took him 6 seasons in New Orleans, and that was New Orleans, so we don't want to judge him too harshly. But it took him 5 or 6 seasons to make it to the playoffs. So for Luka to be able to take this team even just to the second round would be huge. And then finally, it's hard to mark this since it's a shortened, I believe it's a 72-game season this year. Right. I would like to see us hit I don't think we're going to hit 50 wins exactly, but I would like to see us hit a 50-win pace for a normal season. Because that was kind of like, I feel like that was what set us apart during the Dirk era, was that 10, 15-year stretch where us and the Spurs were the only 2 teams that consistently, year in, year out, 50 games. In a shortened season, that's 43 wins. So that's what I'm hoping for, in addition to the health.
I like it. I like it. All right, so then hopefully we can get a consensus on this one. What's a disappointing season?
Oh man, I think a lot of this could be tied to health, obviously. But
them knees. It's about them knees.
KP. But like last season, we kind of had a good record despite like basically Luka and KP like switching shifts on being injured. So I think a disappointing season is, in my mind, less than the 4th seed and losing in the first round again. I think that would be because that's what Donnie Nelson said when he was building this team. Like, we're trying to add pieces that help us get to that next level, win that series and go to the second round. So
basically, not taking a step forward is disappointing.
I think so. With the talent that we have, that's what
I like it. Anybody disagree with that? Or have anything else to add to it?
Well, I mean, speaking on last season, I think last season was a little disappointing because we canceled the Mavs dancers. I don't know about y'all. Man. Like when I was a little kid, man, my dad used to take me to the games. I used to get little bonerinis, man. I get so excited for them dancers. But think times change and everything. I think this next season will be disappointing. It will be disappointing if we were last in clutch time 3-point shooting like we were last season.
Whoa,
like we were very low in clutch 3-point shooting. And if we continue that trend, then we'd be looking around like, what's going on? Like who's like, why are we clutch? Is Luka this? Is Luka that? Is KP this? I think if we saw the same problems come up, then we at least didn't see improvement in those weaknesses.
No, that's definitely a good one. That's definitely a good one. I like that. Andrew, you got anything different?
Yeah, I like the mention of the clutch performances because, I mean, we would have been a top 4 seed last year if we could have played league average during the clutch. Just league average. If we were just league average during like the last 5 minutes of the game, we would have been a top 4 seed. But yeah, no disagreement here. A disappointing season, first round exit, 6, 7, or 8 seed. If we don't separate ourselves from like the back end of the Western Conference, and it's gonna be a dogfight to see who, how the playoff picture settles in the Western Conference. But if we don't separate ourselves from 6, 7, and 8, if we're not able to separate ourselves from like the Suns, the Rockets, the Grizzlies, the Pelicans, if there's not a clear drop off, if we're in the middle of the pack with all of those guys, it's going to be really disappointing to watch this team.
I like that. You want to see that separation between the teams that are contenders and then the teams that are like playoff teams.
Yeah,
you want us to be in that upper echelon. Okay.
We need to be in the conversation with Clippers, Nuggets, Lakers, and maybe Jazz if you want to throw them in there.
Yeah, the Jazz are tricky because I feel like people keep underestimating them, but they keep finishing at the top, and they just don't get any credit for it.
They
it's
do
really
not.
interesting. All right, next question, and this is the last one that I gave y'all ahead of time, so deep diving, sort of. Best hot take or bold prediction that you're willing to put into the universe for this season?
Oh, dear. I mean, Bibs, if you don't know already, I'm like the optimist of the podcast. So
I've learned that already.
I don't know. I mean, I think if we're healthy, I think this Mavs team, think of it this way. The last time that Rick Carlisle had like a defensive unit, a la Tyson Chandler, Deshaun Stevenson,
God, here we
Sean
go.
Marion.
Here we go. Here we go.
Ended up in the finals.
He's gonna say it.
No, that's all I'm saying. I think that we made like really
Just
I like
say
the
it,
deep.
Ben.
Oh,
Just say it.
no, I mean that's kind of where it is.
We know you want it.
It's got to be a
I
hot
know.
take. You're doing too much explanation. You gotta make it hot.
Okay,
Cooling it
sorry. Yeah, I my hot take would be that if healthy and they play to their potential, I think the Mavs could end up in
No
the
disclaimers. Mavs
No
win the
ifs.
finals.
Too many
Could.
coulds and ifs.
Could.
No, say it.
Maybe.
I don't like doing that hot take stuff. I don't want to sound like Stephen A. just like spewing nonsense.
This is a kind of hot take where you took the bowl out of the microwave and the bowl is hot, but all the soup is cold, Ben.
Well, y'all do a better hot take, and maybe I'll be inspired. That's all I can come up with.
All right. Well, here's my hot take. I think the Heat will be extremely disappointing. All right. I think that was a complete fluke. I think the Celtics really could have won that series. It was a matter of minutes. If you go back and watch, it was a matter of seconds in a lot of these games against the Bucks, against the Celtics. That series was crazy. And the Celtics, I feel like they're going to improve with age. Obviously, the Heat probably will too. You know, they got the young star and Tyler Hero. But I mean, it was the bubble, man. Like, it was the bubble. You got this young guy. Like, it was a little different. I think it was conducive to the Heat's success to be in the bubble like that. I think it was harder on other teams than it was on the Heat. Celtics improving this year. 76ers got better this year. They got Dwight Howard. Hawks, they got all types of dudes now. Gallinari, Rondo. Wizards just picked up Westbrook. So, like, they're probably going to make to the playoffs. I mean, it's going to be a tough road for the Heat, I think.
Yeah, they lost Crowder, so I mean they got a couple guys, but they're pretty much running it back minus Crowder, and I agree with you. It felt like they captured lightning in a bottle for that run, so that's going to be one to keep an eye on.
For sure.
What you got, Andrew?
Okay, I got like 4 or 5 here.
I said your best one.
I know. Well, not anything really that great is the problem. I'm gonna go with how about this hottest take? Tyrell Terry shoots over 40% from 3 and competes for Rookie of the Year this season.
Ooh,
I'll put that up there. That's more maybe hot take. Maybe that's just me trying to speak it into existence.
Yeah,
and trying to manifest something here. But I think the kid. I mean, as to quote Donnie Nelson, the kid can shoot the piss out of the ball, and with Luka on his team, I mean, the sky is the limit. I want 2 Rookie of the Years on this team. I want us just. My other hot take that's kind of boring. I think our offensive rating improves, or I think our offensive rating improves.
Like more.
I think our record-breaking offense from last year is getting better. It's gonna get better.
Crazy. That's crazy. Okay, I like it. I'm allowing the second one just because I like it. All right. So now we're getting into the stuff that I did not give you guys ahead of time. And I do want to make these a little bit quicker. So no deep explanation. You can give a little bit of context if you need.
Ben.
So the first one. Favorite Mavs memory.
Oh, man.
I got one ready. I was at a game and I met Mark Cuban, man. He was sitting real close to where we were, and like my dad was like, "Go over there and talk to him. Go say something." Like, and I was like, I was in middle school. I was in like 6th or 7th grade, so must have been like 12 years old, I think. And I went over there. I had the Dirk jersey. I had the Dirk one. It was the green one with.
Nice.
I'm trying to remember. It's kind of hard to describe the font that was on there, but it had a.
I was like a P Diddy one, probably.
Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. It's got a real
yeah,
right, exactly that one. I had that one there, and I was like, hey, Mark Cuban, like, I'm a big fan, you know, and he's like, oh, that's great, man. Like, he asked me if I was having fun at the game, and I was like, of course, like, yeah. And he grabbed my jersey and he wrote his name in I forgot if it was in the 4 or the 1, but he wrote his name in the jersey. And like
Awesome.
I wore it to school so many times after that, and I was just like, yeah, I know Mark Cuban. Yeah. Look,
You still got the jersey?
Bro, I think my old roommate stole it.
No.
Yeah.
What a
It's
jerk.
nowhere to be found.
We might come back to that in a second. All right. Either of you other guys got a good one?
I think so. These guys were when I had my bachelor party, I actually went to the first home game that Luka played. So this is the Dennis Smith Jr. Luka year. So right when they were trying to figure that out, and it was a really good game, and it was just like it kind of came down to the wire. They were both scoring like 140 points. It was just like I had all my friends there, and then I think Dennis Smith Jr. ended up like hitting the game winner. And like we just went crazy. That's probably the most recent one I can think of. But yeah,
that's very good. These first two, these might be the best like memories I've heard so far. So awesome, love it. All right, Andrew, don't let me down, man. You got to give me something great.
I mean, like the basic answer is the championship.
Yeah,
the championship is the only real answer. But I will say. There are two separate occasions where I have met Dirk Nowitzki. Once when I was like 9, and he just patted me on the head and said, "What's up, little dude?" And then again when I was like 22, 23, I was actually with Ben, and I called out to Dirk, and I was like, "Dirk, like you patted me on the head when I was 9." He's like, "Oh, that's cool. That's cool, man."
Well, the other part of that story is while he was saying awkward things to Dirk, I got Dirk to sign a Mavs championship jacket. And then he held it up.
We both got Dirk's autograph. Yeah.
I got it on the jacket though. It's framed. So he held it up in front of everybody and he's like, yeah.
There's a lifetime of memories.
And these are good memories. These are epic. These are epic. I like it. Awesome. All right. We're going the opposite way now. Turn those smiles upside down. Biggest Mavs heartbreak.
Oh, that's easy. It has to be the Warriors upset. I think I was riding so high on the team. I was so hyped up after we lost to Miami. I felt like we were like one of the best regular season teams ever.
Dominated. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just, that was just so tough for me. Like I couldn't process how it happened. And
how old are you right now?
I'm 27 right now.
Okay. I found that people around your age have that as their number one heartbreak. I think that the age that you guys were, you did not realize what was about to happen. And like myself personally, I've said this to other people too. There were, of all the teams in the NBA that year, that was the only team I did not want to see in a playoff series. Like as soon as it was confirmed that was who we were playing, I had already accepted that we were probably going to lose. Yeah, like I was all right. Well, that was fun. Well, last week, like Don Nelson knew too much, and that team they played beyond their talent. They had too much confidence. Like they were the opposite of us. Like they were everything that all the problems that we had, they were able to exploit.
Mm-hmm. And Don Nelson was coaching, so that definitely
like he knew all the ways to mess with us, every single way. So awesome. All right, what else you guys got?
Man, this is a tough one. I really don't have. I'm 24, so like that one doesn't sting quite as much. I was kind of just like watching dudes throw the basketball around, and like that was enough entertainment for me. I mean, watching Dirk play it in his old age was a little bit frustrating to me. And I love Dirk, but like, we're retired, dude. Like, he played like 3 years longer than he should have, probably. Like. So I didn't like seeing him like move down the court, kind of limp like, and it was just kind of ugly. And those years were just ugly too. So, I mean, those are pretty painful memories.
Yeah, I felt bad because I was out there like, it's time for Dirk to retire. Like,
yeah.
Okay, that just brought me down. So, what do you got?
Jeez, yeah. 06, the Heat series has to be there. And like, and the Warriors loss is right behind it too.
Gotcha.
but yeah, seeing like it's still like to this day. I mean, there's just like anytime 06 comes up, like there's just a fire in your gut, like it, and it's less so the loss and the heartbreak of the loss, it's the injustice of it.
The injustice, like the officiating and the fact that refs from that series have come out and said like, yeah, like we rigged that series. That makes me feel a little bit better about us losing the way we did. But like, I feel like the Warriors, like there's less of an excuse.
Yeah, no, definitely. That 2006 is tough. Anytime I see pictures from that series, I get pissed. So.
Yeah, and they're always like celebrating Dwayne Wade, which makes it worse.
Yeah. So Wade's been. I've hated Wade pretty much since that day.
Played
out. All right, here we go. We're gonna go a little bit happier again. Who's the Maverick you'd most want to hang out with?
Oh man.
Current or all time?
Current.
I'm gonna go with KP. With KP, man. He seems like a normal guy. I think, like, maybe not normal, but I think normal is not the best word. Relatable to me is probably how I would put it.
Yeah,
I feel like I know him when I see him in interviews and things. More so other players on the team. That might just be a personal bias thing, but
how are your hands? Like, if somebody tries to jump him again, are you ready for action? Like,
oh, bro, like I'm going to war for KP, man. Yeah,
enforcer. JV Bonnie, the enforcer over here.
Yeah, they probably should sign me. I'm about it.
We're not the Thunder though, so we can't sign 50 people. So. All right, what else you got, Ben or Andrew?
I just feel like every Boban content I see just makes me think like he would be like the most fun to hang out with. Okay. Just because like all the like weird situations you could put him in, or I don't know. That sounds weird, but I think like I think we might partially be keeping him for content reasons. Like he might not play a whole lot, but like he helps our social media team hit their numbers.
Yeah, we got plenty of content. You can never run out of Boban content.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Jalen Brunson. Love the guy on the court and off the court. He also, like, from what I've seen on social media, he has a sense of humor that's like, I mean, just earlier this week he was razzing on Dirk after his surgery. He was like, I had my surgery and I felt like an old man. I had to like lay down in a recliner like Dirk or something. And I just feel like
you have a good back.
Our senses of humor would jive. And also, like, he's a younger guy, so like, you know, he's around our age. So
I respect it. All right, this one should be easy. Plan powder or worry about the current season.
When you say, like, can you clarify that? So just like
keep the powder dry.
Like,
plan power,
make decisions that are very obvious that you are saving money for next year, or do whatever you can to make your team as best as possible right now, regardless of the contracts or whatever.
I think because my letter grade was an A, I think we did put a really good team together. Like, and even if we whiff next summer, I think like we could still be a contender. So I think like we've accomplished the best of both, I believe. But obviously, I want Giannis. So if we can find a way to do that, let's do that.
All right. I'm gonna let you split the middle, even though that sounded more playing powdery to me.
Yeah. No,
I'm gonna lean more plan powder.
Okay.
Because quite frankly, that's what's gotten us here. Like like plan powder got us Luka Doncic. Plan powder like got us KP. So if like January, February rolls around, trade deadline rolls around, and somebody comes available that makes us a championship caliber team, I say fire away.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna disagree. I'm sort of like, let's go now. I'm a big now guy. You know, I think worrying about the future, that, like, you know, that's gotten me in a lot of trouble with my personal life, like thinking too much ahead and not dealing with what's right in front of me. So, I mean, I always lean towards like the now and, you know, the present moment.
Yeah.
I think that's the first thing you said when we started was tomorrow's not promised. So
yeah. So yeah, I mean, even off the cuff, I'll be kind of like reflecting that. But yeah, like
it's kind of where I end up myself.
Yeah.
All right. Who is the Maverick you are most excited to watch this year?
Oh, dang. I think for me, it's Josh Richardson. And mainly because I feel like there's a lot more footage that, is out there because he's played recently with the Sixers and the Heat. But just seeing his defensive tenacity, like I can't remember the last time the Mavericks had a defensive wing like that, So
Yeah.
I think he'll make Luka's job a lot easier on defense, and then he can be a good catch and shoot option and maybe create a little. I think that's what I'm definitely most excited about.
Okay, awesome.
I'm going with Luka because he's the guy. My thing with Luka, I hope that he becomes this transcendent just entity that is bigger than basketball, larger than life. I want him to be Jordan. I want him to be LeBron. I think he could be that. I think he could be great for white people, man, like Andrew and Ben, he could be he could change the whole game of basketball. I told them before, I think this whole white dudes can't hoop, white dudes aren't cool. I think Luka's literally going to change that. And I mean, not that I'm pressed, white people are doing all right anyway, but he's going to be huge for the culture, man. But I really want to see him grow in many different ways. I want to see him add different parts to his game. I want us to look back in 10 years and be like, wow, can you believe what Luka looked like? Can you believe how he played in 2020 compared to now? Like, it's crazy. We didn't even know what was going to happen. Like, I'm all about that. So I'm hoping Luka just keeps on exploding. I'm excited to see him.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah. As for new guys, Tyrell Terry. I think he's going to pour it on this season. I think he's going to fit right in.
I saw that coming.
Yeah, I mean, it's the easy bet. I probably have one more question to me, guys. Sorry, but I'm going to have to dip here in a second. I had double booked or kind of triple booked tonight.
Right.
But I got one more hot take or bad take in me.
All right. Last one for you, I guess. Then we're getting down there. Who's the non-Maverick you're most excited or most looking forward to seeing this year?
I got one. Cole
LeBron.
Anthony was somebody that I was excited about, that I wanted the Mavs to pick. He ended up getting picked by the Magic right before our pick. So that's somebody I kind of wanted on our team, not because he's got the exact tool set that I think we need as the Mavericks, but because I think he's got an incredible ability. Okay. And as far as drafting, I'm always about drafting for ability versus drafting for for your exact specific needs. Even though
I think he ended up in a good spot for himself. I think he has a good chance to get some real playing time in Orlando.
For sure.
All right.
I'm going to go with oh, go ahead, Ben.
No, you're good.
I'm going to go with Jamal Murray because he really surprised me. I did not expect the bubble to happen, and maybe that's just because I don't pay attention to Denver enough. But I feel like I'm so excited about the NBA, partly because of Luka and because of the Mavs, but because of guys like Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell just putting in incredible games in high pressure situations. So I'm excited to see a full season of kind of him at kind of this next tier of competition.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, I think for me, it'd just be Dame after his bubble fever or whatever you want to call it, when he was dropping 50 every night. I'm just curious on everybody's saying that the Blazers built up their roster to help him even more, and apparently it's the best roster he's had since it's been there. Yeah, so I'm really curious on how that team carries him and how that he steps up. And
awesome. Okay, and I think Andrew, has he already dipped on us?
Yeah.
Yes, he has.
All right, so we've lost Andrew. Thank you, Andrew, for joining the pod. I'll hit you up later, I guess. But we got just a few more here, guys, I promise. And I'm sure he would have enjoyed this next question. Who is the team you least want to see holding up Larry O'Brien at the end of the season?
Oh boy. I think it's kind of like a tie between the Lakers because I feel like they did a lot. Like they did really well last year, and I thought that was great. But I think like the fact that KD wasn't there to like thwart LeBron, I think that takes a little bit from it. So it's probably the Lakers. But at this I guess to say Lakers. Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
Wow.
Very common pick.
You're gonna do my boy LeBron like that. I'm a LeBron stan, by the way, for the listeners here.
All right, let me kick you out the chat real quick.
What, Bibs? How dare you? Oh man,
take you later.
I can't win. I'm gonna say the Hawks because they made some big moves, and it would be so annoying if Trae Young won before Luka after like all they've been through and all the drama and that whole crazy draft. Like it would be kind of frustrating to see Trae Young like falling out of control and leading his team to a trophy. And then
so for people who get caught up in that whole Luka Trae thing, I can imagine that being like the worst.
Oh my gosh, that's like the darkest timeline.
Like just in general, Trae getting a ring before Luka is probably gonna.
We'll never hear the end of it from Trae Young.
Say a lot of Mavs fans are gonna suddenly not have Twitter accounts all of a sudden.
Right? Yeah.
All right, quick word association. I got 4 player names. I just want you to tell me the first thing that comes to your head when you hear these names.
Okay.
First one is Dwight Powell.
Canada.
Wait, which player?
Dwight Powell.
Fro.
Oh, he did roll it out. Right.
He grew his fro out.
I like it.
I tried to start the Fro Freedom nickname, but he didn't catch on.
And by the way, you're not the first person to say Canada, Jay. So that is interesting.
Oh, really? I was also going to say porcelain, but Canada's the first one that came to mind.
All right, the next player on the list is Andre Drummond.
Ooh. Unwanted. It just seems like nobody.
We're gonna find out next summer.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking big power.
Okay.
Like
he's a hefty guy.
He's a big guy, powerful.
All right, James Harden.
Ball hog. Is that a word?
Yeah,
one word.
It's in the dictionary.
Underappreciated.
Ooh. Okay. Interesting.
I think he's changed the game of basketball. I think people don't see flopping as a skill. People don't see flopping as a skill or as like a real technical thing. But I think
he's made it 20, an art
30
form.
years. I think in like 20, 30 years, bro, people are going to be calling it like they're going to be like no one can like
but
move their body like that dude, bro. No one could flop like him.
But if you go through
get to the line like him.
If you go through like Dwight Howard, CP3, Russell Westbrook, and now you have like John Wall, I don't know. I just feel like after a certain point, you can't blame everybody.
He's only got one MVP too. One MVP. I think he's got 2. I think Steph stole one of them from James Harden. And maybe even Giannis last year.
It's funny because, I don't know if you guys caught the GOAT series or not, but when I was doing that whole process, I realized like how cyclical the league is. Like you can look at what's happening and what has happened in the past 5-10 years and find that repeated over and over in the 80s and the 70s and the 60s. And like there was a guy, I can't remember who it was, who basically said that he was James Harden as far as like he came in the league, he was pretty good at first, and he was like, what are the easiest ways to score? And he was like free throws and offensive rebounds. So that's like all he focused on was getting fouled and like crashing the boards when somebody missed to get like easy putbacks. And I mean, he got into the top 50 off of that. So
okay.
I'm gonna go check that out, man. Yeah, I'm interested in that. But
definitely, it was a lot of fun. And I learned a lot about the history of the game. It's pretty interesting once you start digging into it. All right, last player name. Try not to break your mics or anything else in the room. Marcus Morris.
Oh, petty.
Gross.
Okay.
Yeah, I randomly think about like that move he did on Luka where he like went out of his way to like put his foot right where like that just I don't know why that randomly like pops in my head.
It's so obvious that like he did a hop on like the same foot twice. Like
it was an unnatural
walking.
Yeah, but the league didn't like. Oh, there's no way that we could have known it was intentional. Like, Yeah,
like
you don't have to be a
hopped
mind
on one
reader.
foot, so he made sure that foot came down. Like whatever.
Yeah.
All right, we're done with the basketball for the most part. Just got 2 more things I need to ask of you guys. First, recommend me a podcast that is not your own. Any podcast, doesn't have to be sports.
Well, I know I listen to Locked On Mavs. Like that's where I think the best Mavs coverage is. And we try to do our best to pay homage to them when we release our pod. So that would be my first recommendation.
Awesome. Okay.
Man, like my intuition was to say Rogan because like I'm like every other basic dude. I'm just a basic male, just listening to Rogan all the time. But I'm gonna go with Yeah, But Still. It's a podcast hosted by a filmmaker and an alt comedian. They're both based in LA. Brandon Wardell's a comedian. So funny, bro. He's a hilarious guy. You kind of have to like, he's not for everybody. You know, this is one of those things that you got to like, you know, get a little taste and then see if it's for you. For a lot of people, they'll be repulsed by it. But that's a podcast that's really funny. They get into politics, not politics that I really agree with, but they get into politics. They get into comedy. They get into nostalgia. They talk about a lot of like early 2000s, mid 2000s stuff. They just like go back and revisit the good old times. And like, you know, you have a little nostalgia episode.
You said it was but still.
Yeah, but still. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome. And then finally, guys, where can we find your work?
So the Buckets and Beyond podcast is on Spotify, and we've been taking the podcast game a little bit more seriously since like COVID really hit. So we've been churning out almost weekly podcasts focused on giving the NBA perspective from a Mavs fan point of view. And we also talk about pop culture, things like Star Wars, Marvel, and DC. So when there's slow news days for the NBA, we'll dive into that. And right now we're currently reviewing episode by episode of The Mandalorian.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. It's been a lot of fun getting to know you guys a little bit more, and definitely had a lot of fun with the answers. You guys actually gave me a lot of stuff that was a little bit off the wall that not everybody else was saying, so I appreciate that.
Thank you, man. Thanks
Definitely,
for having us.
We're
It's been a lot of fun.
Since we joined NBA Twitter, you were easily like one of our favorite follows.
You're a great follow, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that always. I'm bad with compliments, but thank you. Okay, so I'm here now with Grant of Fun Basketball, and you can find him on Twitter at Edmund the Slayer. Grant, how are you doing today?
I'm fantastic, man. I've been looking forward to this all day.
Awesome. So by now, I don't think I'm gonna put Grant first. So by now, you probably have an idea what the format is, but we're gonna do a quick 21 questions Mavs season preview edition. The first few questions Grant has been provided with, so he can add some in-depth analysis. But then he's going to be caught off guard, and you'll hear things like, wow, I wasn't ready for that. What a great question, and things along those lines. So it'll be pretty obvious when we get to that portion of the pod. But Grant, are you ready to go?
Yeah, man, let's do this. Wait, are you sure that I'll be thrown off, man? Because I've been on Mavs Twitter for a while now. I've seen a lot of weird stuff.
You won't be too thrown off, but
all right, cool.
You won't necessarily be expecting some of these questions.
All right.
All right. So first one, of course, off-season grade. What do you got?
So I'm gonna go with A. I mean, we did everything we really, really needed to do this summer to maintain flexibility. You know, with everything coming up, we got younger and older at the same time. We also got like young assets and got veteran leadership who can close out games too.
Right.
So I mean, we would have gotten an A+ though, but sources told me that Marc Gasol was gonna sign a deal with us, but he listened to everyone's favorite podcast and didn't hear his name on the GOAT list, so he decided he was gonna go to LA instead.
Man,
but yeah, I get solid A for sure.
It's funny because I like went out of my way to try to figure out how to get him or Powell on the list, and it just didn't work for me. So
all right, the discussion for another day though is which is better, but we'll have that discussion another day.
All right, I respect the A. It's an optimistic look at what occurred.
Absolutely. I mean, James Johnson and Josh Richardson just provide so much more defensive intensity that we just didn't have last year. That's the main thing. And they're both on great deals, so I'm all for it.
Also very true. All right. So then the second question, or second through fifth, I guess. What are your expectations for the season as far as record potentially, our standing in the West, any awards you might have your eyes on, and then, of course, postseason success?
Well, in that order, in the order you sent me, at least, I definitely think that this is at least a 40-win team, and 40 wins in a 72-game season isn't all that bad, especially considering, how tough the West is going to be. We're going to only play in the West mostly too. So, I mean, that's going to be incredibly tough. I think we're a top 5 team, and I think it's pretty tough. I think, one of Golden State, Portland, Sacramento, maybe like the Jazz, Denver. So one of those teams is going to be left out. 2 of those teams are going to be left out. So it's going to be a fight getting there. But I mean, the big thing is like that doesn't really matter. We won. We made it to the playoffs. We won a couple playoff games, but we absolutely need to win a series next year. That has to be the goal.
Yeah. Take a step forward, basically.
Yeah, like you have your superstar, you have your co-star. Just go win a playoff series with them. That's all you have to do, and then we'll focus on everything else later.
Okay.
And develop the youngsters too. That'd be really cool.
All right. And is that all you have for that one?
I as much as I want Luka to get MVP, I don't really
predict it.
I can't predict MVP. It's too tough. I mean, it's probably going to be Harden again, or it should. No matter what it is, it should be Harden probably again.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
All right. What then would be a disappointing season for you? Like, what would it take to make you disappointed in how the season went?
I haven't heard what anyone else said, but I could probably say that everyone else is going to say that Kristaps not being healthy is definitely going to be disappointing. I don't know what everyone else said, but like
it's up there. It's definitely one of the things that's come up.
That would be the most disappointing thing, because I mean, everything else is kind of set in place. Like this is Luka's team, and he played without Kristaps for a good amount of last year. So we've shown that we can get it done, and now we got extra guys just in case that does happen. So, but if we want to take that next step, if we want to win a playoff series, Kristaps Porzingis is almost necessary with what we have right now.
Okay, I like it. I definitely can't disagree with that one. What is your best hot take or bold prediction that you're willing to give me for this season?
I think, okay, I'll give you one because I had 2, but I'll give you this one. So I think Tim Hardaway is going to put up 19 to 20 points a game this year. And then, like I said, whenever you came onto my podcast, hopefully, like I said, I hope he gets to the line more, because I feel like he'll be able, I know losing Seth loses a lot of spacing, but just having that insurance and having bigger dudes to set screens for you is going to allow him to get to the rim a lot more. And I think we're going to see, the same shooter, but I think we're going to see a more aggressive Tim on a contract year. So
that would be interesting. And interestingly, you're not the first person to bring him up. So that is.
Oh man, I'm dying to know who's.
You'll see in a few days.
All right, cool.
All right, so now we're getting into the stuff you have not heard already.
All right, let's do it.
What is your favorite Mavs memory?
It's actually, oh man. So I don't know if you can see, but behind me there's a Deshaun Stevenson shirt hanging up. So
it's very faint, but I think I can see something.
It's a white Deshaun Stevenson shirt. So I went into Game 4 of the Lakers sweep with my Kobe jersey on, with my Kobe 5s on. I was ready to see the Lakers make history because I was actually a Lakers fan when I first became a basketball fan. So,
oh wow!
So I made a promise with my mom that if the Mavs like pulled off the upset, because even then it was still kind of an upset, especially to Lakers fans. I said if the Mavs pull off an upset or like they're dominating, then I'll go get a Deshaun Stevenson shirt at halftime. And you know how that game went. And now I'm a Mavs fan, so that's definitely
Now that's interesting. That's history right there. Just learned something.
Me becoming a Mavs fan is definitely probably my favorite memory. My first Mav game though stands out too. I said it on MFFLs or Hoops and Hefeweizens, but in pregame warmups I saw JJ Redick shoot about 20 threes and nail all of them and didn't play the whole game.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. I like it. So then the next question is going in the opposite direction.
Uh-oh.
Biggest Mavs heartbreak.
Yeah, okay. I don't want to say what I want to say, so I will just OJ Mayo's downfall, honestly. And like there's a lot of stuff, but I mean he was phenomenal that first 2012-2013 season until Dirk came back. And he was just really bad. There's quite a few things, but that really hurt me because I was a huge OJ guy. And I hope he gets better.
That's a deep dive. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So then who's the Maverick on the roster today that you would most want to hang out with?
I wish Dennis Smith Jr. were still a Maverick. Probably Dodo or Tim.
Okay.
Just because I know Dodo's good at Call of Duty, and Tim had a basketball dad, so I know he's got stories.
Okay. I like it. Let's see what else we got. I'm not sure if I've seen your take on this. Plan powder or spend for this season, don't worry about the future?
Plan powder meaning like take all the money we can into the next offseason?
Make sure you have money for the next offseason.
Okay, so I'm plan powder, but not in the sense of plan powder so you can go out and get Giannis or go out and get Bradley Beal, because those things probably aren't going to happen. So, but there are plenty of other role players in free agency you can go get, like we just showed.
So basically, the idea of roster flexibility is cool with you.
Yes,
like being able to absorb somebody somewhere. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, before we it depends who it is if we absorb them, especially before we pay Luka. I would rather get someone really good before we pay Luka, but take what you get in that sense.
Okay, I respect it. Who's the Maverick you're most excited to watch this year?
Oh, definitely Jay Rich. I'm most excited about Jay Rich because I've seen what he's done and I love his game, but I really want Terry to work out. Like I really want Terry to work out. That would be tight. There's
a very strong Terry delegation.
Yes, he's already got a hive, a big hive too.
I really hope you guys aren't let down.
Yeah, I mean, me too. The thing is, like, it's his rookie year. I don't even know.
Yeah.
In some sense, it's the bubble. It's like a no off season, the coronavirus. You'd think like maybe he'd get more time, but I don't know.
We will see. We will see. All right, who's the non-Maverick you're most excited to watch this year?
Okay. Well, should I give the obvious answer?
Hey, it's your call.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm not. If anyone that doesn't know me that is listening to this, I'm the biggest Jaren Jackson Jr. fan in the world, and I will. You can put it on my tombstone. It's my Twitter bio. Unfortunately, though, he's going to be out until about February or late January. So
I was going to ask you, like, when is he coming back?
Before that, though, honestly, LaMelo Ball and Gordon Hayward is going to be very interesting, very fun. But Sekou, if I had to choose one player, it's Sekou. Okay,
I like it. That Detroit team is interesting. I'm curious how that's going to come together. I think people are sleeping on them, though. I think people are sleeping.
They have. The thing is, all of their guys are the exact same player. Kind of. Some of them are just taller. Some of them are shorter. That just means the same exact way, though.
Duplication. Like you have one style, you just plug and play.
Yeah, that's why I don't really understand the Bruce Brown trade. I'm guessing like someone knew something in Brooklyn that Detroit didn't want them to know.
I know that the Brooklyn, and I mean I'm getting a little off track here, but I know Brooklyn was eyeing Frank Ntilikina, so I think that they just wanted some type of defensive lockdown type guy they could throw out there every now and then. Is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
And I know Detroit liked Brown because they were starting him for most of last year.
Yeah, I mean, Mavs fans probably don't like him too much, but I love the dude.
Yeah, it should be interesting. That Nets team is stacked.
Oh, absolutely.
They're not. I don't think there's anything missing on that roster.
I'll show you my All-Star Kyrie jersey another day too.
All right. Last big question is, which team do you least want to see holding Larry O'Brien at the end of the season?
Ooh, that's a really good one. I don't really. Not Houston. Definitely not Houston. But I don't really believe in them, so I don't know if Golden State.
Like if in worst case scenario, like if anybody could win, like if you could exclude any team from the possibility of winning, it's Houston.
I have guys. See, I like James Harden. I have guys on every team, but like I don't want to see Golden State win. Like they've
Golden State.
Yeah, I just got to go with them or San Antonio. No matter what, but they're not relevant next year.
It's weird because I don't even think I hate San Antonio anymore. They've been off for so long. All right. Okay, word association. Word association. I feel like I already know where all your answers are going to be, but we're going to do it anyway. I'm going to give you a player name. I want you to tell me the first thing.
Oh, no. All right, let's do it.
First one is Dwight Powell.
Blown layup. Can I say multiple words or just 2 words? Or a few words?
Two words is fine. You can say a quick phrase.
Yeah. Blown layup.
All right. Andre Drummond.
Rebounding.
Okay. James Harden.
Ooh, underappreciated.
You are the second person to say that exact word. Interesting. Marcus Morris.
Dick. Oh, I can't say that.
Butthole. It's bad back to back, but we're gonna let it run.
Sorry. Meanie.
All right, here we go. I'll let it slide. We let the first one go.
Oh gosh. Okay.
All right. So we're moving away from basketball now. But down to the last couple of questions here.
Oh man, I'm not good at anything else but that.
This should be pretty easy. Recommend me a podcast that is not your own.
Ooh, but yours is the best.
Any podcast. Doesn't have to be sports at all.
Well, they're all the ones I listen to are sports. So the Dale Jr. Download is my favorite, but the Timeline Phoenix Suns podcast with Mike Vigil and Sam Cooper is very, very, very good. They don't just stick with the Suns; they talk about everything. It's very good.
Okay, awesome. And then finally, Grant, where can we find your work?
All of my work you can find on YouTube at Edmund the Slayer. You just type it in the search bar. But I spend most of my days just posting on Twitter, so just at Edmund the Slayer on Twitter, really. But the podcast is also on Spotify. You just have to look up Edmund the Slayer as well, or Fun Basketball.
All right. So, Grant, always a pleasure talking with you.
Of course, anytime.
Love your content also. So, thank you for coming on. I think we got some good stuff. I think we got some good stuff. So,
absolutely,
we'll be in touch.
Marcus is coming for you.
I love you, Mark, if you're coming. But no, again, appreciate you. I'm sure we'll collaborate on something else in the future. So thanks for making the time.
Yes, sir. All right, have a good one.
Take it easy.